Hello, my name's Aviva, and today I wanted to share with you my May reading plan. So I was actually recently gifted a ticket to a book bonanza, which is a book signing event that's taking place in the beginning of July in Dallas, Texas. And that basically means that I have about 2 months to prepare myself and read as many books as I can from the authors that will be attending that event. So I basically surrounded this entire TBR based off of that idea, and I'm going to be sharing with you a handful of books that I already own that I now will be prioritizing because, all the authors are going to be being there. But I also wanted to share with you a handful of books that are currently on my wish list and now very high up on my radar. And I do plan on purchasing them like slowly throughout this month. And if I do purchase them, then I will end up reading them right away. So it's kind of like, a jumble of a TBR, but that's why I called it like my May reading plans and not like my official May TBR, because I don't actually own all of these books that I am hoping to read. But if I do own them, then I will end up reading them. You know what I mean? Okay, anyway, with that said, the first book that I want to share with you is Irresistible by Melanie Harlow. So this is the first book in the Clover Leaf Farms companion series. And I've been very weirdly reading this entire series out of order. I first read book 6, then I read book 3, and now I'm ready to read book 1. And this is a single dad small town romance book. Like Melanie Harlow, she writes a bunch of small town romances with all different types of tropes. And I am very excited to read this one because this is the first book in the series and I've just been reading them out of order for some very odd reason. But anyway, I don't really know much more about this book other than that, but I'm very excited to read it nonetheless. And I also wanted to read Make Me Yours by Melanie Harlow, which is the second book in the Bellamy Creek companion series. So I've already read the first book in this series, and I've actually decided to read this series in order, which means that book 2 is up next. So this is a brother's best friend single dad romance, and I already got to see a little bit of a glimpse of this couple in book 1. So I am very excited to pick up this book very soon because I have a feeling it's going to be absolutely amazing. But happens to be, I also want to read book 3 and book 4, which is Tie Me Down and then Call Me Crazy. But I don't own them yet. But if I do end up purchasing them this month, then I will end up reading them. And unfortunately, I don't actually know what they're about, but I remember looking up the synopsis and knowing that I'm interested in reading them. So hopefully I will be purchasing them and then reading them this month, but we will see. Next, I have Crank by Adriana Locke, which I'm hoping I'm saying the author's name right, but either way, I found this book because of Book Bonanza. I've never heard of this book before, but I was looking through the lineup, I saw this author's name, I looked her up, found this book, it sounded really good. GOODREADS said it was really good, it had a 4-something stars, I think. So either way, I've decided to give it a shot. So all I really know about it is that it is a small town romance, and I think it starts with 2 strangers getting into a car accident, and the guy happens to be a mechanic. So besides for that, I have no clue, but I'm very excited to check it out because if it is good, then I know that this author has a lot more books that hopefully I can read before I go to the event, and hopefully I'll be able to meet her and get some books signed. So we will see. Next, I have Truth or Beard by Penny Reed, which is the first book in the Winston Brothers companion series. So I don't really know much about this series besides for the fact that it's a bunch of small town romances, and I'm assuming that you're following a bunch of brothers and they're each going to get their own romance sort of vibe, but I seriously know nothing other than that, but I have seen this book around before. And when I noticed that the author is on the Book Bonanza lineup, I'm like, okay, perfect time to give this author and this companion series a shot. So that's what I'm doing. Next, I have The Secret by Max Monroe, which was actually so kindly gifted to me by the authors themselves. I'm pretty sure this is a dual author of sorts. And anyway, I am very excited to read this book. I'm pretty sure it's a new release in a companion series of theirs. And in this book, you're following some sort of forbidden age gap romance between a professor and a teacher's assistant. And I am so freaking down for that. I've heard really good things about this author in general, and happens to be if I end up very much liking this book, then I plan to go backwards in their backlog and read their Tapping the Billionaire series, as well as the spin-off series to that series, which is the Wildcat series, because I've heard really good things about both of those. So hopefully if I enjoy this, I will start to read more of this author's work. And now for some of the books that I'm hoping to purchase this month, and if I do purchase them, then I will end up reading them. First up, I have 2 books by Monica Murphy. So Things I Wanted to Say and A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime. And I have heard about these books for a while now. They are all over my TikTok, all over my Instagram. I see people saying really good things. So I've wanted to read them, but I've never had the actual push to read them right away. But now I do. So hopefully I will end up getting them very soon. So I very much think, I could be very off on this, but I think that the things I wanted to say is about people who are like pen pals in high school, but like they hate each other in person. I don't really know the dynamics of it, but I think that it has something to do with that idea. So it's like some sort of high school bully romance, but like they're pen pals. I don't even know. But also A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, I know even less about. Like I seriously know zero about that book, but I'm pretty sure it was like her new release or something. So that's why it's been on my feed for a while. But either way, I'm very intrigued by both of those, and I very much want to check both of them out. I also want to check out Focus by Carla Sorensen, which I think is the first book in her Ward companion series. I've already read Forbidden and Faked in this companion series, and I've given both of them 5 stars. So I definitely want to read like the other books in the series, and I think I'm missing book 1 and book 3, but I could be wrong on the numbers. But either way, Focus, I'm pretty sure, is a friends to lovers, like a childhood friends to lovers sort of thing, and like the guy is now like a pro football player or something along those lines. I don't really know, but I know that I really like the author's writing. So hopefully I will get this book very, very soon and read it and very much enjoy it. I also want to read Hero by Lauren Rowe, which I don't know anything about, but based off of the cover on the book, I think that it's like some sort of firefighter romance. But I've seen a couple of people talk about this book before, and that's why like it kind of got on my radar. And I have read some other books by Lauren Rowe in the past. So now that I know that I have the possibility of actually meeting her in person, I kind of want to like maybe read more of her books because I already know that I like her writing style. So I've decided that next up I want to check out Hero, but I don't really know anything about it to share with you. I probably should have done some research beforehand, but I didn't. But I'm sharing with you anyway. Next, I wanted to share Lilac by B.B. Reed, which is a book that I'm kind of very much reaching for. Like if you recently saw my tier ranking romance tropes, then you know that I do very much actively avoid reverse harems. And this book is a reverse harem. You're following this like, I don't know, this famous band going on tour or something like that. And this girl ends up getting with like all of the guys in the band. I don't really fully know the dynamics, but I'm pretty sure that that's like the general idea of the book. And I know that this author is going to be at the event, and I've seen this book around so often on my feeds, and I've heard good things about it, except like I always try to avoid reverse harems, but like I'm thinking about trying it. I don't know if I will, but like it's kind of like on my radar, and if I am going to give reverse harem a shot, I think this is the one that I want to give it a shot with. So we will see if this one ends up happening, but I'm thinking about it. Next, I'm thinking about reading Catching Caden by Samantha Christie, which has actually been on my wish list for a very, very long time. And I've just never actually purchased it because like it's so random. Like the cover looks so random. Like it doesn't look like anything special, but I've heard a lot of really good things. And now that I have a chance to meet the author, I kind of want to finally give it a shot because I have seen a lot of people really enjoy this book. And all I really know about it is that it's some sort of like baseball romance, but I'm a huge sports romance fan. So hopefully I will enjoy it. I also want to give this other book a shot that's called Center Mass by Lonnie, Lynn, Vale. And I have never seen this author before. I have never seen this book before, but once I saw her on the lineup and I looked up her books, like this one like very much intrigued me. And I'm not sure if I'm correct about this, but I think that the guy is some sort of like officer of sorts. Like I don't know if like, you know, he's in the military or if he's like a police officer or something along those lines, but I do think that he is a single dad in a small town. So, I mean, all of those ideas together sound very good. And it also had really good ratings on GOODREADS. I just have never seen the book around before, so I very much do want to give it a shot. I also want to check out this book called Tattered Stars by Katherine Cowells, which I've only recently been seeing. I'm pretty sure because this is like a new release of hers, so like that's why it's been on my feed. But again, I don't really know much about it, but I do know that it is like some sort of small town romance, and I've seen good reviews so far. So hopefully I will check this author out as well, because I know that she has a lot on her backlog. But besides for that, like I do have a handful of random other ones on my wish list that I want to check out, but I'll probably won't be able to get through all of these books, so I'm kind of like pushing those onto the back burner for now. But besides for that, I am also hoping to slowly start my reread of A Court of Thorns and Roses. So I'm actually finishing up my 3rd round of rereading Throne of Glass right now, and once I do finish that, I do plan to continue with like my Sarah J. Maas mood and go into like, you know, the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I've read this series twice so far, so I'm ready for my 3rd round of rereading. So I'm not really, you know, rushed to read this, but hopefully I will like slowly read this series throughout the month, but we will see. So besides for that, that is everything that I wanted to share with you for my May plan. So let me know down below what you're planning to read this month. And if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And like always, thank you so much for watching my video. And until next time, enjoy reading.